Hello, this is a very brief video vodcast on something that I call integrative theoretical analysis. Hopefully this is helpful. What I find is that if you're sitting on my side of the desk and reading these papers, some people get this concept very, very quickly, and that doesn't mean that they're the best students. It may be, they just happen to get the concept. It goes like this. As we're learning in this course, you have to describe something. Okay, so I'm going to describe the sky is blue outside. Okay, so that's a description, and that's interesting. But in an academic world, to limit the description is a very good idea, and to add critical analysis is an even better idea. And on top of that, if you add the critical analysis after you've described something, and then back it with some sort of cited reference, then you've done what needs to be done. So I'll give you an example of how some people will try to do this, and then how you should be doing this. And you should be doing this from a productivity point of view, because you can get a lot more quality information, integrated information, with less words. It's pretty much that simple. So let's take that example again. The sky is blue outside. That's step one. You've described something. That's interesting. What about if we did something like the sky is blue outside, and that's going to affect the plant life? I'm just making this up. That's interesting. You're sort of analyzing something about the description. So let's take it to the next level, and let's integrate theory. So let's say we find out that one of the people in the world that's done more studies on blue skies and their effect on that plant life is Paul Markham. So the next way to write this sentence would be the sky is blue outside, and that affects the plant life, in brackets, Markham, 2014. Okay, that sounds a little bit too simple. That's because it really is not nearly as difficult as people might think. Now, the approach that most do, the key is with that, you better be very, very clear and careful that whoever you quote is actually relative to exactly what you just said. That's the only gotcha in this. Now, the other way that people do this is they go, okay, let's just take this. We notice that the marketing manager made a decision without all the information. Okay, and that's a description. So then somebody might do this. This is pretty normal. We notice that the marketing manager made a decision without all the information, and that reminds us of bounded rationality. It's okay. It's not too bad. But the person that says something like, it was evidence that the marketing manager made the decision missing key pieces of information as suggested by bounded rationality, in brackets Simon, comma, 1955, something like that. Or you might want to paraphrase it or something like that. Now, what happens sometimes is that people will do this. They will copy, or they will actually paraphrase, da 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 da, this is bounded rationality, and that will take up 60 words, right? 60 of the vital 1500. Then they'll actually tell you about the decision, and they're hoping that you can link the two together, or sometimes they haven't really read anything, so they're hoping that, that sort of hits the mark. And again, that won't be a bad mark, but the reality is that the people that basically understand the core theories, right, will actually present a much better piece of work, because then every sentence becomes a critically analyzed description that then is backed by something. And not every sentence needs to have a reference. I guess what I'm saying is that if you just describe everything about what's happening, and you don't actually cite it with known folks, it's going to be a problem. And that's integrative theoretical analysis.